Hi everyone, welcome back to Desha Home Studio. Today's class we will be working on Titibasana, or the firefly pose, and it's actually quite a quick express class to get you nice and prepared to access the pose. Strong 2 blocks are really helpful, and we'll start right away lying on our backs. Okay, so come into Supta Baddha Konasana. If you feel like it's too early to go too deep into this pose, you can take your 2 blocks and you can use them underneath the upper thighs and then lay back. So that will just make the stretch a little less intense. But if you're ready to go right into the full posture, you can just simply open the knees out wide and let the feet come together. I quite like to take the heels close together, so pressing the heels in towards one another and almost separating the balls of the feet just so you can really curl them back towards the line of the shins. And then soften into your shape. And as always, we'll just take a moment here just to ground our bodies, connect to our breath, and bring ourselves present to the intention to practice. So feel into all the points of connection of your body to the ground. Beginning with the outer edges of the feet, ground them down. Feel the buttocks as it firms and spreads into the mat. Maybe just notice if you're evenly pressing into each buttocks. Feel into the upper back, the space behind the heart as it grounds and softens into support. And feel the back of the head and just relax your face a little bit. So just a moment here to surrender the weight of the body into the support beneath it. And then can you start to find a deeper, fuller inhalation through both nostrils. Noticing as you inhale the ballooning and broadening of your body with breath. And then that same feeling of surrender and heaviness on the exhalation. And just very simply here, let's take 3 more like that. Deep inhales through the nose. Complete grounding exhalations. Keep going in through the nose, filling up. Out through the nose, letting go. Last one, deep breath in through the nose. Reach the top of your breath, sip in a little bit more. Maybe you're feeling this big arch in the spine as you inhale. And then release, empty, let it go all the way, and quite consciously pull the navel down to the spine, containing at the end of your exhale. All right, and then a normal breath. Breathing in, and then this time let's awaken up through the arms and the hands. So reach your arms up and above your head and stretch your fingers back. You can open and close your hands. You can reach one hand further back than the other, and then the other further back than the other. And then from here, just pause with your arms up and over your head. And then inhale here, and then on your exhale you can bend your elbows and then take your hands under your knees just to help them come together. And then ground the feet flat on the mat, walk them wide and let your knees knock in. And you can just connect your hands to your torso, your body. And just feel a gentle internal rotation now of the inner thighs as we reset the pelvis. Good, and then from here, just simply connect your hands to your body, your torso, and parallel your feet, kneecaps face ceiling. And then let's bring right knee into the chest, followed by the left knee. And then see if you can keep your hands out of the picture just for now. As you bring the knees into the chest, notice that rounding of the lower back into the mat. And then we'll inhale, you'll split the knees towards the armpits, and then exhale, take them forward. Notice the arch that comes into your lower back, that anterior tilt. Bring the knees towards one another, and then on your next inhale, knees together and into the chest. So we're just making some hip circles. We'll do 3 of those one direction. So open, inhale, circle them forward, exhale, and then inhale back into the chest and keep going. Exhale, splits the knees, takes them forward. Inhale, brings them back into chest. One more. Exhale, take them out to the side. Can you do this at the same rate and pace with each hip? And then circle them forward and bring them back into your chest. Okay, keep them close to the chest. Now pause. Let's change the direction. Inhale, knees forward and together. Find that arch in the lower back. Exhale, split the knees, take them towards the armpits and round the lower back into the mat as you bring the knees to the chest. Keep going on your breath. Inhale forward. Exhale, split the knees. Inhale, circle them back towards the chest. Pause there. Again, inhale forward. Exhale, split. Inhale towards armpits. Exhale all the way back towards the chest. One more. Forward on your inhale. Split on your exhale. Take them in towards the armpits, rounding the lower back on your inhale. And then exhale, bring them back in towards the chest. Pause there. Okay, from here, we're going to press the knees forward and you're going to split the legs. So find a butter, and we're not working with our hands at all here. You're going to take like a Malasana squat on the ceiling. So your heels, or actually it's like a happy baby, but like a handless happy baby. And then your heels go up to the ceiling, your toes curl down, and see if you can widen the knees apart. So it's quite strong here already on the inner thighs and the inner groins. And then we're going to inhale here. On the exhale, you're going to cross your right thigh over your left. So it's like you're going into cow face pose. Draw the heels out towards the outer edges of the mat and curl your toes back towards your shins. And then inhale, split the legs. You can take them quite wide here. Exhale, left thigh over the right, ankles to either sides of the mat. So right heel to the left heel to the right. Go again. Open on your inhale, split them wide. Imagine you're standing on the ceiling. Your lower back is grounded. Exhale, right thigh over the left. Again, open, inhale. So we're warming up the inner thighs. We're working with a little bit of adduction here. Really key for the firefly pose. Exhale, cross. Okay, one more to the right. Open on your inhale. And then exhale, right thigh over the left. Now pause there, hook a figure four. Right ankle, left knee, and bring that left thigh into the chest. Curl the toes back towards the line of the shin. And then here you can feel, if you want to rock a little side to side, just massaging out the upper rim of the pelvis. And then come to stillness and pull left thigh in as you press right knee forward again. So get really active in that stretch. For 3, for 2, for 1, take your right hand to the outer edge of your right foot. Ground your left foot down. Take the left leg back out into half Baddha Konasana and take this right leg out at a half happy baby. And then can you stabilize through your lower back, your hips. You're more than welcome to find extension through that right leg if you're ready for it. Otherwise, keep the knee bent and keep pulling down the outer edge of that right outer edge of foot. And just making sure the right side is not pulling the left side out of balance. You're stable through your hips and your sacrum. Okay, and then see here, this is the challenge. You can bend the knee if you need to. See if you can release the foot without moving the leg, and then allow the left knee to come back, no hands, into the chest, and find that Malasana on the ceiling again. Already quite strong work here. Take an inhale. Left thigh over the right, cross your legs. We'll just do that 2 more times. Open on your inhale. Those of you that want to go a little bit straighter with their legs, you're more than welcome. Exhale, right thigh over the left, Gomukhasana, legs. And then open, inhale, split the legs. And then exhale, figure 4 on the left ankle, right knee. Pull the right knee into the chest. Press the inner left knee forward. And then maybe find a little bit of a rock here, side to side. It's quite nice to arch the lower back a little bit as you rock and you massage into the outer edges of your glutes. And then find stillness and round the lower back into the mat as the right thigh comes in. Left knee goes forward, holding in this really active shape for 3, 2, 1. Take your left hand to the outer edge of your left foot. Take it into a half happy baby. Slowly ground your right foot. Take the knee out to the side. Take half Baddha Konasana. And then again, if you want to find a half straddle here, you're so welcome. We'll be working into that shape throughout the class. Otherwise, just keep that knee bent. Ground your shoulders. Stabilize your sacrum. Breathe. One more big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then this is the challenge again. We release the hand from the foot. We keep the leg where it is. We slowly bring right knee into the chest and we kick the right foot back up to the ceiling. And then just for some symmetry and balance here, taking a happy baby, pull the outer edges of both feet down and then maybe straighten out your legs a little bit. You can sort of move from bend to straight for a moment, or just keep a nice compact happy baby. Okay. Okay, now the challenge is, can you keep the feet both where they are? Release the hands, bring the hands into the chest, and then extend your arms forward. We're going to rock and roll all the way up into Malasana, standing. So lift up, round through the upper back, roll up and down the length of the spine, and then arrive in Malasana at the top of the mat. Maybe use your hands, maybe you don't, but ground your feet firmly. Bring your elbows into your inner knees and lift the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, we'll take the hands through the line of the legs. You'll turn your toes and your heels out, and you'll reach your hands towards the back of your space. And then here, can you get your upper arms, or your outer shoulders rather, deeply inside the inner knees as you reach your hands back. And then we'll bend and straighten a couple times. So bend the knees, bring the hands back into the heart, sit down, Malasana, inhale. Exhale, straighten and reach. Really firm the inner knees to the outer arms. So you're squeezing inwards like you're adducting. Breath in, breath out, sit down, bring hands to heart. And one more like that, tall spine, inhale. Exhale, reach your hands back through the line of the legs. All right, this time back into Malasana. Inhale, sink your hips down, stay for your exhale. Now firm your feet down. Lift the central arches of your feet. Strong legs, rise all the way up. Arms above the head. You can keep your legs as they are. Inhale. And then exhale, maybe bend the elbows. Take the hands behind the head. You can bend the knees slightly and find just a little space in the mid-spine. And then neutral spine, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Lift up your kneecaps, firm your feet. Exhale, back into your Malasana. Sit down. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back, high plank. Inhale to the high plank, protract through the shoulders. You can move it slightly forward and backwards on the balls of the feet, just warming up the ankle joints. Maybe taking a couple little rolls forward of your fingertips with your shoulders, one direction and then the other. And then find pause here, breathe in, exhale, knees down, lower them behind your hips. Bend your elbows back, chaturanga, shoulders draw back, chest level with the earth. And then it's a little cobra on your inhale. Pull the heart through. You can keep your knees and your thighs down as you open your chest. And then exhale, chin to chest, hips to heels. And take just a moment here in extended child's pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. Okay, look forward. On your next inhale, move forward, high plank, inhaling. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths in down dog. Just feel into the space that we've already made in the body. There's length through the sides of the body, the length through the back of the legs. Press your hands down and forward. Your feet, even if it's just the balls of your feet, down and back. And big breath in. And big breath out. Okay, and rise the balls of your feet. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows and bend your knees. So this variation, it's a great prep for your Pinchamaryasanas, your forearm balance. But it's also just such a nice strengthener, and it allows you to find a little bit more buoyancy in your transitions. So hover the elbows above the mat, bend your knees, take an inhale. On your exhale, right knee, right elbow. So propel yourself forward, and as you do, straighten out your arms and lift the right knee right above the right elbow. Breath in. Breath out, bend your elbows, bend your knees, send your hips up and back. So it's a down dog squat. Left knee, left elbow, come forward, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, we add on. Right knee, right elbow, inhale, squeeze. Step the foot outside of the palm. Sink into your runner's lunge, take a deep breath in here. Round your upper back, stay for your exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Left knee, left elbow, inhale, squeeze. Step the foot outside of the palm. Step your right foot back slightly. Take an inhale into your lizard lunge. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees. Inhale, right knee, right elbow, hold. Step the foot outside of the palm. Right arm rises, easy twisting lunge. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, right hand down, step it back, bend elbows, bend knees. Left knee, left elbow, inhale, squeeze. Step the foot outside of the palm. Lift the left arm up, take a deep breath in, open up your chest. Exhale, left hand comes down, bend elbows, bend knees. Right knee, right elbow, inhale, squeeze. Right foot outside of right hand. Right arm rises, take a deep breath in. This time on your exhale, right hand comes down. Lengthen into your lizard lunge. You can sink a little lower into your hips as you lift your chest. Breathe in here. On your exhale, dip your left knee down. Take your right heel in and your toes out slightly and extend your right leg to straight. Walk your fingers slightly forward. So it's a variation of half Hanumanasana, but you're at a slightly wider angle. And then you'll be getting into the hamstring groups more on the outer edge of, or the outer hamstrings. But also feeling that activation a lot in your inner thighs as you firm your right heel down and you plug it back. Hold 3, 2, 1. Return to the lizard lunge. Ground your palms. Breathe in. Step back. Bend elbows, bend knees. Breathe out. Left knee, left elbow, inhale, squeeze. Step the foot outside of the palm. Left arm rises. Open up your chest. Easy twisting lunge. Stay for your exhalation. Nice and deep into the hips here. Breathe in here. And then on your exhale, return to the lizard lunge. Take pause. Inhale. Melt your right knee to the mat. Left heel in slightly, toes out slightly. And then sink your hips back for your half Hanumanasana variation. Creeping your fingertips forward here maybe. And then feeling this feeling of pulling the outer left hip under and back. And plugging the left heel down and back. Hold 3. And 2, and 1, return to the lunge. Inhale, lizard. Exhale, left foot meets the right. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Okay, last add-on. Inhale. Right knee, right elbow. Exhale, pause. Step the foot outside of the palm. Right arm rises to ceiling. Take a deep breath. Open the chest. Exhale, plant the palm. Melt the left knee down. Sink your hips back. Wide half Hanumanasana. Hold 3, 2, 1, return to your lunge. Take an inhale, lift your left knee. Exhale, you're going to step the left foot outside of the left hand. And then from here, I'm going to keep the right knee bent and the right arm inside of the right knee. Straighten your left leg and twist and open this left arm towards the ceiling. So finding a twisted half Malasana. Your right knee is nicely bent, and that means you can pull the left hip back a little bit more, leveling out the sacrum. Inhaling here. And then on your exhalation, both knees bend, hands come to heart, back into your Malasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold, toes in, heels out. Halfway lift, look long, lengthen the crown of the head. Exhale, fold forward and down. Arms rise all the way up on your inhale. Lift your palms up and above your head. Exhale, bend your knees, hands behind the back of the head, little back bend. Arms rise, inhale. Malasana, heels in, toes out. Exhale, sit down. Take a deep breath, lift the crown. Hands down, step back, high plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, bend knees, bend elbows. Left knee, left elbow, inhale, squeeze. We keep going. Step the foot outside of the palm. Exhale. Left arm rises, open the chest, big breath. Exhale, left hand down, right knee down, half Malasana, half splits, wide. Hold 3, catch your breath. 2, working strongly into the back line of that left leg. And 1, ground your palms, rebend your left knee, lift your right. Look forward, inhale. This time on your exhale, we're going to keep left knee bent, left elbow inside of left knee. If this feels hard, you can always put your hand on a block. And then we'll step the right foot outside of the right hand. Keep that right leg straight. Lift the right arm to the ceiling. Twist and open up through the collarbones. Roll the right shoulder away from the ear. Breathe in. Breathe out. Both knees bend. Hands come to heart. Inhale, Malasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Keep it wide. Halfway lift, slip your hands up, shins reach the crown of the head out of the tailbone. Exhale, fold and bow. Keep your legs as they are, rise all the way up, high mountain, arms above the head. Exhale, hands behind the back of the head, open the chest. Straighten your legs, lift your arms up, neutralize your spine. Exhale, squat down, hands to heart. Inhale here, exhale, step back, high plank. Adding on, inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees down, bend your elbows, chest and chin lower, parallel to the mat. Can you roll your shoulders back? Up dog or hanging cobra. So you're lifting your thighs up off the mat. You're pulling your heart through. You're high on the balls of the feet. This is your inhale. And then on your exhale, downward facing dog. Take a giant breath in and a giant breath out. Right leg rises high to sky. Inhale. Open the hip. And then pause for your exhale. So just take a nice wide shape here, straightening both legs, flexing through the right foot and switching on that right glute. Now rise to the ball of your left foot and then bend your left knee and bend your right at the same time. So get really in a sort of a one-leg squat dog. And then straighten on your inhale. We're just warming up the inseams of the legs. I know we do this a lot, but it's super effective. Exhale, bend and squeeze. Just 2 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend and squeeze. Inhale, extend. Now pause. Stay for your exhale. Straighten your arms. Press your chest to your thighs. Take a deep breath and then bend both knees. Exhale. When you come forward, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, hug it in. Step the foot outside of the palm. Right arm rises. Inhale, open the chest up. This time, wide pyramid on your exhale. Ground your right hand, ground your left foot. And step, bring your hands inside the line of that right foot. And then keep pulling this right hip back. I quite like to draw my hands forward here. So it's a really wide pyramid. Your feet are hips width or way wider apart. And you're really firming the outer edge of that back foot down as you pull the right hip up and pull it back. And feel that lovely extension through the back line of the right leg. Holding here. Holding for 3 and 2 and 1. Let's re-bend the right knee. Remember, keep right knee bent. Then you'll step your left foot out towards the left. Lift the left arm up, take an inhale here. And then this time on your exhale, bend your left elbow. See if you can take your left hand to the inner right thigh. And then from here, if you want to, you can take a bind, taking the right arm underneath the right leg and then holding the left wrist with the right hand and really opening that left shoulder out towards the ceiling. And then release your bind, release your right hand, keep your right knee bent, left arm up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, this time we'll take both legs straight. So just fold into your wide-legged forward fold. Just for this one. When we do it next time, we won't do that. But here, we're going to then begin to walk the left foot in through the midline to the center. Now you're stabilizing on that left foot. Rise to the ball of the right foot. Bring your hands into your heart and see if you can keep that connection, right knee, right elbow. Stand all the way up. So now you're in a tree pose, a hovering tree pose, but you're using the right elbow to open the right knee out to the side, but at the same time you're gluing the inner knee to the outer elbow. Take a breath in, and then figure 4 on your exhale, right ankle, left knee. Send your hips back. We're not flying today. We're just using this to really open up the hips. Send your inner groins back, your buttocks back, and your crown forward. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. Now keep opening the right knee out to the right until you come into a horse pose. Heels in, toes out. Sink low into your shape and lift your crown. Straighten your legs. Reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, toes in, heels out. Prasarita Padottanasana. Fold inside the line of the legs. So this should feel really nice. Take a halfway lift as you extend out through the crown. Exhale, fold, crown of the head towards the mat. Take a moment here just to feel the opening into the back of both of your legs, the inner thighs, the inner groins. Press your feet down and sort of press them apart slightly. But then at the same time, squeeze your outer glutes into the midline. So very steady through your legs. Then take a halfway lift, look forward. And then on your exhale, simply lunge back into a lizard lunge. So that's our lunge for the day. Hands inside the line of the left foot. Now take a deep breath in there. And then on your exhalation, left ankle, right knee, figure 4. So you're just taking a moment to find another figure 4 here. You can draw the elbows down. You can draw that left hip up and pull it back. Gazing forward. And then left knee, left wrist, half pigeon. Sink yourself into the shape. So because we're going quite quickly today, we will come back to the shape only one more time. But for this one, can you be quite active? So if you can get that left shin more parallel to the top of the mat, great. Maybe even tucking the right toes under and keeping the chest lifted. So we're really working on plugging this left hip back, pulling it back slightly, and allowing the right hip to melt forward. Hold 3, and 2, and 1. Lean to the left. Slow motion, bring this right leg all the way around, and then can you place the right ankle above the left knee, make your left shin more parallel, and maybe the right knee is lifting up here in Agni Stambhasana. Maybe you want to place a block underneath the knee for support, or if you want to, just take Swastikasana, the shin in front of the other, right shin in front of the left. But let's pull the buttocks back slightly. So it's like you walk the buttocks back, you're getting the femur bones to get into the hip sockets a bit more, and then lengthen forward. And it's just 3 breaths here. Again, really nice and active, strong pose. Can you find a little more space in your spine, a little length there, a little softness in your face. 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, let's back out, lean back, cross your right ankle in front of your left shin. Step, hop or float back through Vinyasa. So this is one of the first full chaturangas if you wanted. It's nice to have your blocks on the ready there. Lift up and then step or float back. Chaturanga, up dog or hanging cobra. What feels best in your body? Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Oh, so nice and open through the right side already. Deep breath out. So sometimes when you move a little quicker, it doesn't mean that you have to get sloppy. It doesn't mean that you don't get the benefits out of the practice. It just means that you have to consciously be really active and really present to get the benefits out of the pose in the couple breaths that we spend there. Okay, right foot steps closer to the left. That's a nice little hack to keep the legs, hips a little more level. And lift the left leg up to the ceiling, then open that left hip on top of the right. So here you're trying to find a splits, an open splits, or almost like an upavishta with your legs. Kicking out through that left heel and lighting up the left outer leg or outer seam of leg. Okay, let's go bend, extend. Rise the ball of the right foot. Bend your left knee, bend your right. Get your belly, your right side of the belly towards the right thigh. And then extend on your inhale. I didn't use blocks on the other side, but they are really helpful. Exhale, bend and squeeze. One more full extension through that leg. Exhale, bend and squeeze. Now pause. Look forward, breathe in. Left knee, left elbow, breathe out. Step the foot outside of the palm. Left arm rises. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, left hand comes down, wide along pyramid. Ground your right foot at a 45. Again, your blocks underneath your hands. Such a good, such a nice support. Will allow you to get a little bit more straightness through that left leg and pull that left hip up and back. Just here for 3 breaths. One more deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then re-bend your left knee, look forward, come to the ball of the right foot. Keep this left knee bent, elbow connection, and then step your right foot outside of your right hand. Straighten that right leg, straighten the right arm to the ceiling. Internally rotate the shoulder, hold the inner left thigh. You can take that half bind, so because we'll go into Birds of Paradise next round, and you can do it in a half bind, or you can take the full bind. Left hand holds the right wrist, and then you're tugging gently on that right shoulder just to open a little bit more. But can you keep really bent through that left leg? And this is how you'll access your Birds of Paradise when you come up. Okay, release the bind, lift the right arm up, and then straighten both legs. Exhale. Now remember, we want to try and keep this left outer shoulder or outer arm and inner knee connection. So keep that. Step the right foot into the center. Toes point forward. Now ground and stabilize through that right foot. Rise the ball of the left foot and come up slowly. Hands to the heart. So this is the variation of birds of paradise, right? You can do the same thing on the next run, or you'll take full birds. But, excuse me, we're trying to use the elbow inner knee to open the leg out to the side, but at the same time you're squeezing inner knee to outer elbow and lifting the crown of your head. Take a breath. And then figure 4, left ankle, right knee, hands to heart, send your buttocks back. This is so nice for the hips. Pull your right hip back, breathe 3, 2, 1. Stand tall on that right leg. Open the left knee out to the side again. Step wide, horse pose. Get deep into your horse. Then straighten your legs, lift your arms up to ceiling, pull up on your kneecaps, get tall. Exhale, toes in, heels out, Prasarita Padottanasana, fold, bow down. Lift the chest. Fold a little deeper. Lift the chest, inhale. Walk to right foot, lizard lunge, exhale. Ground your palms, take an inhale, prepare. On your exhale, ball of right foot, right ankle, left knee, figure 4. Press your chest back towards your left thigh and extend your arms to straight. Look forward, breathe in. Right knee, right wrist, half pigeon, breathe out. So again, this one is quite an active shape. You can bring that right shin a little bit more parallel to the mat. Plug the right hip back, lift the chest. And just breathe into the sensations arising. You can close your eyes. Reconnect with the breath. Okay, and then let's lean to the right. Let's swim the left leg all the way around. Maybe take the ankle right above the knee with no hands. Make your right shin more parallel. Walk your hips back slightly. And then take Agni Sambhasana. And then if you need to prop it with a block under the knee, that's a great place to be. And you can stay upright or you can move forward a little bit. But if you're moving forward, your fingers will firm down and press forward, but your buttocks will firm down and pull back. And then you'll be making a little bit more space in the hips, but also the spine. One more breath. Stay for your exhale. Okay, then let's lift up. Left shin in front of the right. If you need your blocks, take them. We're going to move through Vinyasa to down dog, and we'll have one more round to go before our final pose. So lean back, step, hop, or float. Take a moment to linger where it feels nice, and then find your downward facing dog. Big breath in, complete breath out. Okay, so there's not a lot of poses in the sequence, so we're not going to take a break, but we're going to just keep adding on building mobility, strength, and openness through the hips, which will prepare us for the final pose. Okay, adding on a little bit. Right leg rises, inhale. Open the hip, keep the leg straight. Exhale, spread your hands to straight, and your arms to straight. Rise the ball mound of the left foot, take an inhale. Exhale, bend right knee, bend left, squeeze heel to buttocks. Pause here, inhale, and then maybe take a flip of the dog just for the feel good of it. You can ground your feet, lift your heart, open your chest. One beat here, breath in. Slow control, you all know where we're going. Right knee, right tricep, exhale. Of course, you're primed for a Kundalini. If you want it, you can have it. Otherwise, just hold. And step the foot outside of the palm. Meet us when you're ready. Right arm rises, inhale, opens up the chest. Last time. Exhale, right hand down, long wide pyramid, fold. Okay, now from here, you can get a little bit deeper into the stretch. If you want to take your hands underneath the legs, or the right shoulder underneath the right knee. If you want to hook a little bind here, it's also a great place to be. Keep pulling and that right hip up, 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 and back. 3, 2, 1. If you've got it, release it, return to your lunge, take an inhale. Left foot outside of left hand, keep that leg straight. And here we go. You're going to do the same variation we did last time with the half bind. or no bind at all, or a full bind. Left arm rises, elbow bends, hold the left wrist with the right hand. Okay, now if you've got blocks, you'll have to move them out the way. We want to step the left foot into the midline. Remember, we're weight bearing on that left foot. Knees, toes, same direction. Rise all the way up. Either release your bind, hands at heart, right elbow, inner right knee, or birds of paradise here. If you've got the birds, you can keep the knee bent and clamp the calf muscle to the arm, or those of you that have the spaciousness, maybe extend the leg to open, lift the crown. Slowly come out. Release the bind, but keep the leg where it is. Bring the hands into the heart. Inhale. Exhale, figure four, ankle above knee, buttocks back. Flex your toes back towards the shin. Prepare, inhale, rise up. Step wide, horse pose, sink deep into your shape. Arms rise up on your inhalation. Exhale, straighten your legs, fold forward and down inside of the legs. Just a beat here. Halfway lift the chest. Go down and deep and stretch into the back of your legs on your exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, look forward. Exhale, lizard lunge towards the left foot. Come to the ball of the right foot. Plant your palms firmly. Left ankle, right knee, figure four, down dog. Look forward, inhale. Left knee, left wrist. Exhale, pause. Send your right leg back. And just take 3 breaths just to feel the stretch into that left hip. Any variations? Soften and breathe. 3. And 2. And 1. Okay, lift your chest. Lean onto that left hip, bring your right leg all the way around, and then this time take a half seated pigeon. You can bring the inner arch of the foot in line with the sternum. And then from here, you can either go back into Titibasana, fold forward, or those of you that want a compass, you can take the right arm underneath the right leg, place the knee above the shoulder, take the left hand to the outer edge of the left foot, right hand to heart, take the hand out wide, and straighten that leg. So that should feel really great after all the prep that we've done. Opening up through the left side of the body. Again, that's if that's poses in your practice. Otherwise, you're in Titibasana and you're folding forward. There's no pressure. There's no stress or strain on the body. There's just options, opportunities to go deeper with all the right activations. And then release that leg if you've got it. Take a moment in Titibasana. Reconnect to your breath. We're all in some variation of this shape. Reconnect to the ground beneath your buttocks. Lift the crown of the head. Okay. And then from here, we've got one last round to go. And then we'll peak with our peak pose and we'll wind it right down. So right shin is in front of the left. Make your journey, any journey, back to downward facing dog. Sometimes it's a little more graceful than others. Down dog. Capture your blocks if you've lost them. Stretch your body. And just notice before we move to the other side how much length and strength really you can feel in that right leg. Okay, left leg rises, inhale. Just keep the legs straight, open the hips, open up the chest. Rise the ball of the right foot, get higher with that left heel. Exhale, bend both knees, squeeze, and then slow motion step, left foot behind the right. Lift your hips, open your chest. With absolute control, left hand down, left knee, left elbow. Squeeze, those of you flying, go. And then step the foot outside of the palm, meet us there. Left arm rises, opens the chest. And exhale, long wide pyramid, fold down. Those of you that want to take the arms under the leg, or if you want to take a bind, left wrist will hold the right. Left hand will hold the right wrist. This is basically your birds of paradise. But we'll let it go before we find it again. Let it go, rebend the left knee, look forward, keep that left knee bent, step the right foot outside of the right hand, right arm rises, inhale, internal rotation, half bind, full bind, or none at all. Center the right foot in the middle of the mat, stabilize, and rise all the way up. Oh, so wobbly on this side. I find this pose very wobbly. But the way to feel less wobbly is to squeeze the right glute and firm it down to the sole of the foot and lift the crown of your head and get super grounded through the right leg. Take an inhale. The release will meet here with the elbows and the inner knees and the hands at the heart. Some of you are there. And then ankle above the knee, figure 4, send the buttocks back. Whew, deep opening through that left hip. Take a breath in, see your horse pose, and then on your exhale, land in your horse pose, ground your feet, bend your knees. Straight up with the arms, inhale, straight legs. Passing through Prasarita, exhale, toes in, heels out. Fold and bow down. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Exhale, walk yourself forward into your lizard lunge again. On the right side, ground your palms firmly, right ankle, left knee. Exhale, figure 4. Nice and buoyant. Look long, inhale, right knee, right wrist, half pigeon. And then spend a moment here, going as deep as you'd like to go in the shape, adding on whatever you feel you'd like to. Each pose presents an opportunity to deepen, but also to ease out a little bit. An opportunity to listen, to welcome sensation and use that sensation as information. Okay, pause. Breathe a little more into this pose. Go into the depth, nice and active. And then lean onto the right hip. Bring this left leg around. And remember, it's just the Agni Stambhasana if that's what you did on the other side. Or you can take a half pigeon seated. So here you want to lift up the lift from the lower spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Gently open or sort of rock the legs side to side. And then go into your Agni, or let's round the spine here. Place the left calf muscle on top of the left shoulder. Right hand to the outer edge of the left foot. Left arm out to the side like a karate chop. And then see if you can extend and open into your compass pose. Again, not a prerequisite, but if you're here, refining, breathing, finding length through the spine and openness through the right side of the body. For 2 and 1, release it. Gently find Agni just for a moment, just to feel that kind of balance. And it's the last Vinyasa to downward facing dog. So when you're ready, lean back, left shin in front of the right. Step or flow back. Any variations, downward facing dog. And we're going to keep moving, but can you come into stillness now? Just for 3 breaths and feel the balance between your left and your right. The weight in your left hand, your right hand, and both of your feet. Okay, so we're going to travel to the top of our mat now for our peak pose. If bunny hops or frog jumps are in your practice, this is a lovely time for them. You'll squeeze heel to buttocks, keep your knees out wide, and we'll land in Malasana, or just step to Malasana. So on your breath, in your own time, you can play with a couple little bunny hops. Maybe find a little balance. And when you're ready, land. Feet outside of the hands. Okay, let's bring the hands into the breastplate. Lift the crown of the head. Okay, so if you are wanting to sit this one out, a nice helpful place to be would also just be to sit on your buttocks on a block in Malasana. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to lift the legs to straight. We're going to turn the toes in just slightly. And you're going to take your blocks and place them behind your heels. Okay. Now they'll be about the width of your shoulders, these blocks, and behind your heels. Then bend your knees and take your left arm and weave it underneath, so inside and under the knee as much as possible. Your left hand will come down to its block. You'll do the same thing on the right. And then from here, sit down. Just ground your hands and sit down on your upper arms. And then once you've got that, bring your toes together. And then see if you can lift them up. And you can cross your right ankle over your left. Yeah? If you've got that, that's great. If you want to go deeper, send your buttocks back and take your legs forward. So buttocks back, legs forward, and heart forward. And then when you change, can you cross the left ankle over the right? Squeeze your inner thighs together. And then from here, split and fold. Good job. You can take your blocks out the way. And then let's counter pose from here. Lean onto the heels. Take your right foot, step onto your top of your right hand. Take your left foot, step onto the top of the left hand. Bend the elbows back. Relax the head. Padahastasana. Release the wrists. You can scrunch your toes into your wrist creases. Find your breath. Okay, halfway lift the chest. Exhale, release your hands, and last time just have a seat, Malasana, and bring your feet into Baddha Konasana. All right, so just like we started, the heels in, the toes out, they can kind of curl back towards the shins. You can move your buttocks back. Bring your hands into your heart here and lean forward. So can you find a nice long spine? We'll just go a couple times, a little pulse. Forward and backwards, but firm the outer edges of the feet down. Squeeze the heels into the midline. Feel that really nice stabilizing adduction through the thighs. And then when you rise up, take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, split your legs, but keep your knees bent, and then tilt the torso forward. So it's like a prasarita, but your legs are slightly bent. And then come up, heels in, toes out, lengthen forward, exhale. Inhale, lift up, split the legs, maybe straighten the legs a little bit more as you fold forward. But can you tilt the tailbone up slightly and the pelvic bowl spills forward? One more like that, Baddha Konasana. Inhale, go forward. And then exhale, lift up, split the legs, and now take Upavishta. So this should feel really nice. You can keep the knees bent and find that variation that we just did, working on lengthening the spine. Or if you can, straighten your legs and lengthen your spine. Go ahead. Maybe the block is a nice place for the head to rest. But be firm through your heels. When we allow the pelvic bowl to tilt forward, we still are stabilizing by grounding the outer hips and the outer glutes down. Just here, 4, 3. Two. And 1. Go into your depth, deepen your breath. We're winding down. And slowly rise up. Walk your hands back towards your inner groins, hands back to the heart. No hands, Baddha Konasana, just a beat. And then you can place the block in the balls of the feet, shift your buttocks way back, and hold this shape. These cork blocks, the new Desha cork blocks, are so nice in their dimensions. They've been designed so that the whole palm can fit comfortably on the block. But they also have these rounded edges, and because they're made of ply, of cork sheeting, which is also biodegradable, they're hollow inside. So they have that lightness and stability. They have the two polar opposites of everything we're trying to find in our yoga practice, lightness and stability. And they're not really polar opposites. One is born from the other, for sure. Okay, and then let's slowly rise up. And you can release the block out the way. You can help your knees come into the midline. And then from here, I would highly recommend blocks underneath the upper thighs, just to help elevate the legs a little bit. And you're just going to lay back and let your legs go out to the side. So you can kind of play with what feels nicer under the thighs, beneath the groins, under the knees. And then from here, just allow yourself to relax, surrender. And you might just feel this lovely fresh rush of blood through the lower body. And relax, integrate. Enjoy the space you've made in your body. Shavasana.